Alright guys, let's try this one more time. This is my 4th time trying to record this. First time, I just had no energy. Second time, I don't remember what happened for the second and third time. 4th time, I just tried to record this. My mic was off. It died while I was mid-recording, and when it does that, the whole audio, the whole video, has no sound. So I had to record this. So, please help me. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Rosalie Reads here, and today we're going to be going over every single book that I read in the months of March, April, and May. So I originally was going to do the March wrap-up along with an April wrap-up because there's just a lot of repeating books over and over and over because you guys have seen me read in my videos. You guys have seen my thoughts on everything. However, my thoughts have changed, and also it was just repetitive to do. So I just figured, okay, well, we'll let 3 months pass. We will do a reading wrap up every 3 to 4 months, and we will see how my thoughts have changed. And yeah, so that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. I am letting you guys know now for the first portion of the books. I do not remember a single thing. I will tell you the plot points. I will tell you things about the book. I don't remember names. I don't remember much else. I have found that if I read on Kindle, I don't remember a lot. I need to have the physical copy, or else I will not remember what I'm reading unless it is literally ingrained into my brain because I've seen so much content about it. I do not remember a single thing from those books, other than the fact that I didn't like them or they were boring. I liked them. The plot, that is it, which is what I can give to you. Thank God, but it was a lot to try to remember what happened, so I had to go look back at what happened in some of these books just to tell you what they're about and if I like them or not, okay? So, that being said, the first set of books is from a video that I recorded a few months ago. It was me reading Kindle Unlimited books I've never heard of for the first time and seeing if I could find some hidden gems within those Kindle Unlimited books. So starting out with Killer of Mine by Alexis Grace, it is the part of Mine series. It is the first book, and it is a reverse harem romance between FBI agents. I don't know why I said it like that. FBI agents. And I had rated it a 3.75. However, I'm going to go back and change my rating to probably just 3 flat. The reason I say this, okay, hang on. Before I get ahead of myself, we're going to go ahead and talk about the plot, what it's about. Okay, so we're following our main female character. Again, don't remember her name. And 4 other FBI agents. We're switching POVs between all of these characters. So the female FMC is a daughter of a notorious serial killer. However, she became an FBI agent to try to get him behind bars to try to get him in jail, okay? Because she doesn't like her dad. He's done some really fucked up stuff to her. And she just doesn't support his antics at all because he is a serial killer, okay? And that being said, she joins the FBI. Some stuff happens because she's trying to get herself on the case with the FBI agents to put her dad in the jail because nobody knows that she's the daughter of the notorious serial killer, okay? And that being said, she tries to have her own case but has nobody knowing about it. However, she does some things that makes the FBI agents, they learn she's the daughter of him. The truth comes out and they make her join the case because of the fact that she will help them find him. Because so far right now, we know nothing about him. The FBI cannot find him, so they made a deal to have her help them out a little bit, and she will not be put into interrogation. So That being said, it is a romance between all of these FBI agents, and I had a favorite. They all have very different personalities. I want to say there's only like two that are similar, and I don't remember who was similar. I just remember the one I liked. That was it. I know one of them's name is Raven. I don't remember anything else other than that. That is one of the guys' names. I do not remember anything else. Other than that, I can tell you that there's a few plot twists. Check the trigger warnings. And yeah, because it's kind of a tough read towards the end. Because you're learning a lot of things at a rapid pace. Okay? Okay. So after that, it's Talia Hibbert's The Roommate Risk, which didn't enjoy. I rated it at the time of reading it a 2.5, which I would say is pretty accurate. Okay, I didn't like it. I'm sorry to Talia Hibbert. Nothing towards her. It just, that book wasn't my taste. And I do have the rule of reading 3 strikes, you're out. So I will probably read more of her works just to see if there's anything else I like. But with that one, wasn't for me. Okay, so it is a college friends to lovers romance. We see them when they meet in college and basically throughout their adulthood being friends. They met in college. The guy really liked the girl. However, the girl is more so indifferent towards relationships because of something that had happened in her parents' marriage. And she kind of doesn't want to be in a loveless relationship like that. So she kind of has a fear of being in a relationship. So her and said guy in college have a one-night stand. And basically she tells him, either we stay friends, we never do this again, for fear of basically that happening. And so either we're friends or you gotta go, because I will never see you again if we continue hooking up. And that's all you'll be, right? And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to stay friends with you because I want to keep you in my life. So throughout their lifetime, they stay friends, and we kind of see him pining over her, her grappling with the fact that like she's trying to heal herself throughout like the last 30% of the book. I don't know, but I just know like something about it. This trope has to be done right. Here, I do not feel it was done right. Okay, I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy the relationship. I feel like they had no chemistry. It just wasn't for me. And that is that. I will possibly go back to Talia Hibbert sometime soon, but right now, that one wasn't in the cards for me. Didn't enjoy it. I don't have an itch to try something else by her yet. So, that being said, we're moving on. Didn't enjoy it. Next up, I read Sienna Vega's Wicked Little Secret. This is a professor-student romance. Anything up until 75% could not tell you what happened. Could not. Okay? And the last 75% was the most, like, part I enjoyed. I did not enjoy anything prior to that. I was so bored up until the last 75%, 80% mark. And I didn't feel the chemistry with the characters until that point. There's a lot of plot twists, a lot of other stuff. I rated it a 4. However, it's probably going to go down to a 3 flat. So yeah, there's that. Trigger warnings, please check them, because I know there's a lot of whack stuff that happens at the end. Okay. Next up is Taylor A. Torres, The Two of Us. I rated it a 4.75. And honestly, probably going to take it down to a 4. No. At the point I'm reading, okay, so let me explain how I feel about this one. So, when I read this book, it was probably the best book I read in this entire lineup, okay? However, I still didn't enjoy it the way that I probably should have, okay? But I also feel like I didn't give it the time to ruminate with inside me and my emotions, to cling to the characters, to the plot. So I feel like in that point of time of reading it, I didn't enjoy it, but I feel like if I reread it, I would enjoy it so much more, okay? So, going into what the story's about, The Two of Us follows our female main character. It is only her point of view, I believe. I think. And when she's younger, she lives with her dad. She's like around 6 years old, I believe, and she has new neighbors move in. No. I think she's the new neighbor, and she goes over to meet the neighbors to like meet them, right? And they have 2 kids. I don't remember the names. But I know it's a boy and his little sister, and she ends up falling for the boy. She has a crush on the boy for like a very long time. Okay. And she becomes best friends with the little sister. And, you know, we see their entire childhood play out throughout the book. However, it's mostly back and forth between present and past tense. So we see their entire childhood. We see their adulthood. She doesn't talk to the boy anymore. We don't know the reason why they don't talk anymore. We just know that she up and ran away. So she doesn't have any ties back to the town anymore, and eventually she has to come back because of something happening with her dad. He's sick, so she has to come back, and essentially we're just following the 2 characters, figuring out what happened between the 2, why none of the kids hang out anymore, and watching them rekindle their love, essentially. And I feel like it gave me Archer's Voice vibes with that cute kind of romance with a little bit of trauma. And it was kind of predictable for me. And I don't predict a lot of things with books, so that was kind of my issue. When I was able to predict what was going to happen right out the gate, that's my issue, okay? Because I want to be stunned. I want to be stunned, okay? I want to be stunned. And it didn't do that. It didn't serve its purpose. However, I do feel like if I were to reread it on paperback and take in the story, I would enjoy it so much more. So much more. However, right now, when I read it in March, just wasn't for me. However, I would go back to it to try to give it another try. But right now, just no. Okay? So yeah, possible reread in the future because I really did like the concept of it. I just wasn't in the right mindset. So yeah. Next up, we're getting into the books I read for my 7 dark romance books in 7 days video, which we're starting out with the best book that I read in that entire video. Okay. Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. I am so excited for book 2, which is caught up. I have it pre-ordered, which is like the first time ever I've pre-ordered a book. So I'm super excited to get it in the mail and read it and enjoy it. I'm really wanting to okay. This follows Josh and Allie. Josh is a TikToker, okay, but do not let that deter you, okay? It's so fun. Like, it's like he is one of those like masked men on TikTok where they just like show their body and it's like so high, you know. Allie is a nurse and she has a kink for the masked men thing, so she follows him on TikTok, and you know, he finds out who she is, and they start a little rendezvous. Okay, she's like one of his biggest fans, so that's like a dream come true for her. But however, it is a dark romance, but it really does read so much like a rom-com. I enjoyed it so much. Do not like, even if you don't like dark romances, I would still try this one out because it is probably the lightest dark romance you will ever read. There is a little bit of stalking in this because once he finds out who she is, he's done for. And honestly, I love that for him because it's such like, I don't know how to make this sound without sounding crazy. It's like stalking, but in like a wholesome way. Stalking, but in a wholesome way, which is kind of crazy to say, but honestly, it was done like that, and it was done really well, and I really enjoyed the characters, the romance, him with her cats. And I'm sorry, when he does, okay. When he does the Batman voice, I just really love him, okay? I really love him so, so much. I love the character, okay? Things like, it really isn't that dark. I really think if you don't like dark romances, you should still try it, because I feel like this could be like your entryway into the world. You fall in love with characters, you'll have such a fun time, and just, I love these characters, okay? I loved it, okay? So fun. And I'm gonna reread it because I do have the pre-order of the next book, and I want to just be refreshed because I've laughed so much with this book, and I really enjoyed it, and I really loved it, and this was like really good. And I rated it a 4.25. However, I do think I could go higher on that rating, but I don't know. But I really, 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 really did love this book. It was just perfection, and really enjoyed it. And I'm super excited for the next book because I've laughed so many times, and it's just, it's got its hold on me like right here, and like it could take me anywhere, and I'd be like, oh my god, yes, take me. I love the dynamic. I love this dynamic. I want to read more books like this. However, I don't want like copycats, but I want the same vibes, in a book. And if y'all have any more recommendations for that, please tell me. I will love you forever. Okay? So yeah, there's that one. I read this one next, which is Once Your Mind by Morgan Bridges. I choked on my own air. Okay, hang on. Fuck. Enzo. Ah! Hey! Hell is wrong with you? Alright, next up is Once Your Mind by Morgan Bridges. It is the first book in the Possessing Her duet. So I'm just going to talk about this one real quick, and then I did read the second book already. However, I'm not going to talk about it until I get to that point, and I'll give you the full review of the series. So this one follows Callista. This is another dark romance, by the way. And Hayden is a lawyer, but he's also like this vigilante guy, and I don't know. He was okay in the first book. However, I feel like romance went downhill for me in the second. So many plot holes, must I say. The FMC is just kind of fucking dumb, and I really don't like her. And I this whole series is just kind of like, like I will never read anything by this author again. No, that's a lie. I will try out one more book by her, or two more, even standalones. I will try them. However, if they're anything like this, I don't want them anywhere near me. Okay? I will give her one more shot because I didn't like the series so much. I feel like if there was more implemented into it, more time was taken to write it. I learned that this book was written, well, the whole duology was written in like 5 months, I believe. It was some short amount of time. I saw a TikTok that she posted, and I was like, girl, we could see it. We could see that it was written in such a short amount of time, because I feel like it was so, like, not thought out. I didn't like it. Like, it was... I just didn't enjoy it. I feel like we could have made the books a little bit bigger, okay? Like, I would have liked this book, like, both of the books, they're only, like, 290 chapters, 300 chapters, page books. I feel like we could have implemented so much more within the characters within the series. We could have fleshed out their romance a little bit more. We could have fleshed out the plot points a little bit more, because honestly, there's so many plot holes, like just ignoring certain shit. Like, we could have gotten so much more, and it just didn't meet. It didn't serve what it was supposed. It didn't serve what it was supposed to be served, and I want my money back. I'm just kidding. It's okay. It's not. I solely read the second book for intrigue, because I was like, maybe everything ties together. No, it didn't. But we'll get to the second book in a little bit. Okay, next up is The Ritual by Chantal Tessier, which is book 1 in the Lord series. This one, honestly, if you want to dive into the Lord series, you could probably skip this one. I've heard the rest of the books are so much better, so that is the only reason why I'm continuing the series. Well, I was probably going to continue the series the other way, but this book, I've only read this one. I don't know why I'm talking like I know like the other books, but this book was so smutty to a point where even I was like, oh my god, so much smut. Oh my god, this is too much. They were banging every chapter. Every chapter to every other chapter, they were banging. And it was just like it has a good concept. It's just I wish there was more plot. I wish we dived more into it, and for it to be like on like 600 pages, like I feel like we could have had so much more going on. But no, it was just characters fucking the entire time. And honestly, like if you're in the mood for that, go ahead. If you're in the mood for it, go ahead. However, in the moment, I wanted a good book, and I trusted y'all on TikTok, on Book Talk. This wasn't it. I could go without The Ritual, but I'm still going to read the rest of the books, okay? Because I've heard they're so much better, so I'm going to keep going for that. If I don't like the series after that, oh well, I tried. But this one, atrocious, okay? And also, like, there was moments where things were just repetitive, and I'm just like, oh my god, okay, let me out. Let me out of this iron prison. Let me not think about iron prisons right now after finishing Throne of Glass. Okay, this prison that I was put in, let me out. Okay? Let me out because what the fuck? But yeah, this book was a 3.75. I liked it better than Winter Mine, which was a 3. But if we had more plot in here, this could have been a 4. That is all I have to say about that. Okay. Next up is Jennifer Hartman's Still Beating. It's right there on the screen. I read this because I had read Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. Loved it in high school when I read it. And I was like, okay, we'll try another book for her. I learned it was in same universe series as that one. So I read it and I was like, oh my god, okay, similar concept, whatever. Except we're getting more in depth with the kidnapping. There was a lot going on. However, I hated the characters. Like they were, I hated them. Like I get, I don't know. They were trauma bonded because of what they went through. Because they were kidnapped together and essentially forced to do things. Look up trigger warnings. They were forced to grape each other, and that just wasn't like. It wasn't dark for me. Okay, we've already went over this where I'm not as like. I'm already been so traumatized that like nothing can traumatize me. And I'm just like desensitized to a lot of shit. So for me, this wasn't that dark. And also like I just didn't enjoy the story. I just didn't like it. I thought I would love it, but I didn't like it. Okay. Am I still gonna try to read the rest of the books in this similar universe? Yes, because I did like the first one, so that gives me hope. Which is I did read Lotus, and that one gives me hope for the author's writing. However, this one didn't hit where I needed it to hit. And what are you staring at? My cat's just sitting there looking at me like mouth open, just wide eyed. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing. Yeah. Anyways, it was just boring. I hated the characters. They were insufferable. Mm-mm. Like, I get you're trauma bonded and you have trauma, but some of the things they did, crazy. Also, the guy's fiance, so insufferable. Like, the main characters were insufferable. She was like, oh my god, insufferable. And such a hypocrite. I just hated every character in this book. The only redeemable characters were the dogs. Okay? That's it. Next up we have Sweet Surrender by Sabar Miller. I rated it a 4.25. I loved these characters. I love their romance. I just loved it. I want to reread this book because I do want to read the rest of the series, but I kind of like held off the series. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna reread this one, and then I'm gonna read the rest of the series. Okay, because it was so much fun. Okay, we have Elia Montalto, which is the guy, and we also have Carolina Harrison. They are going into an arranged marriage. She's supposed to marry some other guy. However, she didn't want to marry him, so she married Ellie instead. And they have to figure out like their whole marriage thing. And I don't remember a lot of this actually. Now I'm trying to think about it. But I do remember in the moment, like I loved it. Like it was so good. I was like, oh my god, y'all should read this to like my friends Jess, my friend Elena. I was like, oh my god, y'all should read this because it's so good. So if like I want to finish the series, like I'm going to, but I'm gonna reread this one first because I don't remember anything. But I just know I was here for the vibes. Okay, I was here for the vibes. Okay, next up, same video, God of Malice by Rita Kent. And honestly, loved Killian Carson, loved the characters, loved the concept of like the British school and the American school being head to head because they're right next to each other, and it's kind of crazy because I'm like, how does that work out? So anyway, yeah, Killian Carson is like this guy in this group. Okay, because he's British, but I keep forgetting he's British. A lot of these characters I forget they're British. Okay, he's a part of the school of King's U, and I don't remember the name of the other school. However, Killian Carson is kind of like a psychopath, and he is just like he's psychotic. Okay, chapter one, crazy. Okay, he bends people to his will. He takes advantage of other people, and my dude likes to kill things. So it's giving. Let me not say that. It's giving serial killer, which I'm surprised he didn't turn out to be a serial killer. Okay, but anyways, their families are like longtime rivals. So it's a very interesting dynamic. But I loved Killian Carson nonetheless. I don't love him as much as I love Creighton King, but which we will talk about in a moment, in a few moments. Um, Killian Carson, interesting man. Okay, I loved the romance aspect after I got over chapter one. You know, um, yes, it's dark romance. Yes, I feel like I should warn y'all about chapter one. So I would look up trigger warnings, and if anyone you know has read God of Malice, you should ask them what happens in chapter one prior, because I feel like you won't enjoy it unless you're prepared. Okay, and you should just know right off the bat what you're getting yourself into. And like just Google what happens chapter one. That's it. So that way you're prepared. Because man, I didn't have any preparation, and even I was stunned because I was not expecting that like right out the gate. However, after that, I was over it. But I just love the couple. Okay, I just love the couple. Okay, love the plot too. However, like things didn't really tie together till the end. But I love the couple. Okay. Um. Anyways, next up is a book that shattered me. Well, this whole series shattered me. Okay. But this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. Love this series. I will talk about the series as a whole because I just finished reading the entirety of the series, so I would rather include them all together while I'm talking about them. So here's Queen of Shadows. Kingdom of Ash. Hang on, let me try to figure this out. And the books. Oh! Ow, that hurts so bad. That hurts so bad. Empire of Storms, Queen of Shadows, and then Tower of Dawn. Which, if anybody says they do not like Tower of Dawn, they're lying. I'm just kidding. No, I love Tower of Dawn because I relate to Chaol so heavily. And anybody who doesn't like Chaol is on my shit list, okay? Because he's such a complex character. I really just love him. And, like, me and him are like twin flames, okay? I love Chaol. I am a Chaol defender. And anybody who doesn't like him, dead to me. Like, yes, his book was slow in the beginning, and then I got into it, and I was really enjoying it. Okay, because I was just like, okay, yay, slay, I'm on the ride. Yeah. So for the whole series, rating it 5 stars altogether. All together, 5 stars. Okay, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Go read it if you haven't had the chance to read Throne of Glass. I don't think I'm ever gonna recover from that series ever because I still think about it like every day since I finished it, and it's kind of like painful. This fandom is a prison because I'm on Book Talk like every day, and I just keep getting like these fucking assholes on TikTok who want to post the sad moments and things that they don't think about until after, and it's just like, oh my god, did you at least kiss the brick before you threw it at my face? Okay. They didn't. They didn't kiss the brick before throwing it at my face, okay? But that being said, we're learning. Okay, we're learning. Okay. Anyways, next up it is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. I got this book from my Book of the Month box in March. And I read this in March. Okay, I read it the month I got it. Okay. Annotated it. I matched my tabs with the cover. Wanted to enjoy this more than I did. Okay, I thought I was gonna love this concept. I thought everything was gonna tie together very well. And I just wish, my only complaint, like literally, I don't have a lot of complaints about this book because I did like the storyline, I did like the concept. However, I just wish we dived more into the romance a little bit because we come into this book already being in love with our main male character. But I wish we dived a little bit into the past where they weren't in love and just watching them gradually fall in love with each other. And I just wish we had more of that experience because I didn't get that. And I wanted that because I love the shimmer as you move it around. Anyway, I wish we got more of the romance. Literally my only complaint because I feel like I didn't feel the chemistry between the characters. Like, obviously there was chemistry there, but I feel like if we saw them fall in love, we would feel it so much more. It would be so much more impactful. My only complaint. I rated it a 4. Because I rated it a 4.5, however it's going to be out of 4. Next up, I read The Wrong Play, which is the second book in the Wrong Player series by Sarah Jane. Must I say, I read this in a day. I didn't have to, but I did. Every single one of the books that Sarah Jane writes that I've read has felt like reading crack. Every single book I've read in a day. I swear to God, Sarah Jane laces cocaine within her words and in the pages because I swear to God, once I pick up the book, I can't put it down. I have to convince myself to put the book down so I can go eat and then come back to reading because I just want to finish the books, okay? She has released the next book in the Fucking Wrong series, and I have yet to read it because I know I need a full day to sit down and take that in. Because I know I'm going to read it in a day. I know I am. Okay? And I love Jace Thatcher. in the wrong play. I loved Jay Slasher. He's so funny. He listens to Tate McRae. That's a green flag right there. He is such a mispossessive man. I feel like he would listen to that in his Jeep. I just love Jay Slasher. He's so fun. I love him. I love the funny golden retriever characters, but can also be like really possessive. And I'm like, oh my god, I love him. He's so funny. He's so nice. And when she lost her ID card, right? And he's a football player. This is a football player Ramos, by the way. And when he gave her his ID card, no, she lost her ID card, so he went and got a new one for her, and he put his last name on it. I just love every man that Sierra Jane writes, minus Walker Davis. Okay, I don't know why. I just feel indifferent towards him. Parker, his brother, loves Parker. But felt indifferent to Walker. Anyway, yeah. I love Sierra Jane's writing. Every single book that I've read by her has been like crack cocaine. Seriously, I really want to go back in her backlog and read what else she has, because I know I'm going to eat it up. I'm going to read The Fucking Wrong Rookie first. And I'm going to get that one up. Okay? Like, I know I need a full day to repair. So, like, that's all that is. That is one series that I'll read on Kindle that I will remember every single detail of. And I love the Fucking Wrong series. I'm so serious. Okay, it is just a fun time. Like, don't go into it thinking it's too serious. Like, it's dark romances, but it's just a fun time. Like, it's yeah. Okay, anyways, I started Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillick. I made it to 39%, and then I DNF'd it. I wasn't enjoying the series. Maybe I'll go back and finish it. Maybe I won't. But it just wasn't for me. I don't understand it. I don't understand the hype. I'm so sorry. I didn't understand the hype. Sorry, Jessica. I'm so sorry, Jess. Wasn't for me. I trust Jessica's taste heavenly, so I can see why she likes it. But it wasn't for me. That was not for me. Okay. And then this next one also wasn't for me, because the second part in Possessing Her duet, Now You're Mine, and I just read this one because I wanted to see, I was intrigued. I didn't like the first one, didn't like the second one. Still so many plot holes, nothing was tied up. Nothing. Main character, the main female, still insufferable. Hayden was Hayden. That's all there is to say. I rated it a 3. Next up is The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. I'm probably not going to be reading any more Elle Kennedy books after this. Like, I'll read the ones I own. I'll finish the Him series by Elle Kennedy, which I just have to read Us and then a novella in there, and I'll probably read Girl Abroad because I already own the series, but after that, already own the book for Girl Abroad. But after that, I probably won't be reading any more Elle Kennedy because of the fact that I just don't connect with the writing anymore. Sure, at the start of my journey, I loved the Off-Campus series. Turning that into a show, by the way, and I hate the casting. Okay, the polyamorous relationship in this book, I was so scared to read about because I loved Will and I loved Beckett in the other books. But here, it just felt like a plot device, and I hated that, and everything I feel was to basically lift up Charlotte. We didn't get anything I wanted from this book, and it just was disappointing because of the fact that I really wanted to love it, but I loved Beckett, I love Will. We learned some crazy things about them that we never dived into, and I just wish we got more time with them as characters, and it didn't feel like a plot device to lift up the main female. Anyways, leading into God of Pain by Rena Kent. I love Creighton. I love Creighton so much. I love Creighton more than I love Killian Carson. I loved, like, he's so soft with Annika. I don't know. I think you say Annika, actually. I don't know why I said Annika. Annika, he was so soft with her. Like, he was, okay, he's one of those characters. He's emotionalist. He doesn't get relationships. He feels like he doesn't get relationships in any sort of relationship. Okay, friendship. The only one he feels indifferent towards everybody. The only one that he doesn't feel indifferent towards is his one friend, Remy. Swear to God, I love Remy. Like, he's so fun. Creighton is just this emotionless guy. And understandably so with his backstory that you'll learn. Trigger warnings, look up, please. Obviously, it's a dark romance. You don't have to say that with every dark romance because, hello, dark romance. But Creighton, love him. Okay, love him. Like, he learns to love, and when he loves, it's so hard. Like, it's so good because he has so many soft moments with Annika. I just love their relationship. I wish I have annotated it. I want to go back and read it. I have the next book coming in the mail though, so I'm not gonna reread it. I'll reread it after the whole entire series is done. I just love it. I love these two. I love these two. I love them so much. I rated it a 4.25. Loved these characters. Okay. That's all I gotta say. I just love them. I love the concept of the dark romance series, and I really want to just dive into the Renaverse. Okay, absolutely, I really do. And like at the start of my reading journey, I read one series by her. I think it was the Kingdom Duet, but I really don't recall anything that happened in that series. I just really feel like I didn't appreciate it like I should have. But in my defense, I was like 15 when I read that series. 14 maybe. I read a lot of things that I shouldn't have been reading at a young age. But my mom didn't care. My mom didn't care what I read. I wasn't sheltered as a child, so I knew about a lot of things before I probably should have. But that was probably gonna happen anyway. Probably gonna find out on my own anyway because life's a bitch, and I knew that at a young age. Yeah. Anyways, I do want to dive into the Rena Kent universe really, really soon. I just want to go through everything, like from the start of her writing journey to now. And I just really, really want to love everything, you know? I really do. Okay. Next up, the last book I read, literally finished yesterday morning, Powerless by Elsie Silver. Okay. I finished Kingdom of Ash right before this book, so I didn't enjoy this like I probably would have had I waited a little bit to dive back into reading. I annotated it though. I had a lot of good quotes come out of this book. Here is how I annotated though. I annotated it in a really, really, really weird way. Okay, so I was at the pool when I started reading this. So I just dog-eared every single page. I found a quote that I liked. This is the beginning. This is when I started annotating it. And when I came home, I just started highlighting every single one of the bookmark, like the dog-eared pages that I knew the quotes on, and I just kept doing it until I finished. Okay, I finished this book in 2 days. I didn't like it, but I think it's just because of TOG that I just finished that like a few days before that I didn't like this one. I just felt indifferent towards it. I really wanted to love it. I really did. Um, my favorite scene in this was literally between Theo and Winter. Theo and Winter. when she tells when Winter, like, they're not even the main characters, but this is my favorite scene, okay? When Winter tells somebody to get their dog to back off talking about Theo and he just barks at her. I love Theo already, okay? I'm so excited to get the Their book, to be honest, but I've already ordered Reckless, which is the next book in the series. Um I'm not gonna read it yet though, because I really just want to reread this after I'm over my book slump because of Throne of Glass, might I add. And because I don't know if I just didn't like this one or if it was because of Throne of Glass, which I'm not sure if, like, because I really wanted to love this one, but I didn't. I don't know. Because I've liked, like, Heartless was, like, my favorite book in the series. Like, favorite book in the series, okay? And I don't know. This one just didn't live up to the hype. So a lot of people like this one, I think. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I just want to try this one out again because I think it was only where I still am in the mindset of reading. I'm gonna take a break for like a week of reading. I'm not even gonna lie to you because like I just need a minute after Kingdom of Ash. I don't know. So yeah, I just need to take a moment. Anyways, that was the last book I read. Period. So that is my somewhat end of February, March, April, May TBR. No, wrap up. Wrap up. Okay, that is the end of my wrap up. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any book suggestions to get me out of my TOG slump, I would appreciate it so heavily. I would appreciate it so heavily. And so I would, because like it's killing me. And I really, really, really need to get out of this iron prison. So yeah. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me yap for what is 50 minutes now. So, thank you guys for watching. This will probably be unedited, besides maybe one portion. So yeah, thank you. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next video.